Alibaba.com factory direct sourcing. You can enjoy fast dispatch and low MOQ.
Hello everyone, I'm Nico from Team Falcons, and we've got something huge for you. Free CS skins.
Small mistakes will cascade quickly. This will make the round time a little bit shorter. They can't do as many re-smokes. Now again, anything like that can be a big clue, even the audio.
They love to open this. Shiro gonna crack it open. Brolin just got off the line. Oof, damn, would have been exposed if it was fully open. Does he not see him? He's gone unnoticed. Xerxin just slipping the net of Shiro, trying to hold him back from Cat. And so B-side's looking real prime for the taking, but Bomb still floats bottom con. This is Maus with options.
He's still alive?
Donk and Shiro starts to recover the kills. We go 3v3. Brolin at the base of Connector with Bomb. They're trying to play off of Spinks.
They don't know about Zontix yet, do they?
Jimmy's got deep position inside of that B site. He could try to come back, unravel it from Cat.
They're committing. They're going to commit.
30 seconds.
Are they going to clear this properly? That's the question.
Zontix in the corner. And this guy has done so much great work when he's allowed to go unnoticed. And still everything going south everywhere else. Spinks has got to be thorough, and he's not. A critical error that puts Brolin into the 1v2. He knows where they're at. Nate comes over, has time. Clears wide, gets the first on the site. Default now his. Chopper at a health disadvantage.
A Molly.
He's going to set him ablaze. Wide swing here from Brolin. Quick read position.
Oh!
Can't snap it. Chops him down to size.
It's perfect zoning. Gets him out of the only spot he could sit in. Chopper with a meaty high five there on Donk. He's hyped. He's closed this round out. Another clutch to Spirit. That was two guys looking for Donk as he rotated in late to the site. Zontix, I love that he just goes for the kill. Brolin actually had fantastic routing around the outside of default to trick Zontix. Got that kill, nearly put up the clutch, but it's another 1v2 denied. 2 rounds straight for Spirit. I don't remember seeing that so far.
I mean, just the fact that they are gunning for the best position they've been in to close yet.
This is one of those games, the outcome changes every single time they play. They love playing each other at overtime. It just means they're such a good matchup. Again, who's going to make that final error? A chance to sweep OT on CT side. Unseen so far in this game. All about timing.
And they miss it again.
But look at Jimmy crawling. He might be setting up this exact same flash. They're coming into connector. Donk's playing inside of it this time.
It's heavy defense on A.
Everyone crosses by. Shiro now goes to guard the window.
Yeah, the climb up's there. Donk kind of caught off by the fact that Xerxin's ahead of the smoke and Shiro just missed the climb up. Spinks is going to have a side turn to him, and he'll seize that opportunity.
Still just 2 on A.
Looking for one. One round on this T side gives Maus a little wiggle room, and Chopper bested by the player off to the top of the staircase. They found their opening. They have found their answer to this A site. 4 defenders in position. Slowly but surely, Maus put on the squeeze.
Wait a second.
But Spirit have make a map of this by pulling clutches from deep within that hat, and with fire at the feet of Jimmy yet again. He is forced to reposition. Magics, you've got nothing to lose here. Swing for the fences. And as the flash comes out from Ticket, he now knows both positions. It's just a matter of clearing Jimmy first. He starts to step wide. Magics collects his second. Goes to the top rope. 4 kills in this round. And he gets them. But yet again, it comes down to time. And he's got enough. Clean sweep in the 4th OTCT side.
Another retake clutch. Magics with another amazing moment in this match. And Torzy missed.
Whoa.
Oh.
Poise and presence are the words Torji has used.
That was the first sign that they were breakable. That this is a game that has not had misses that bad, ever.
I'll say this, it's the same OT half. They forgot the bomb.
Yes, and they have made some of those minor mistakes, but not so many mechanical.
It's a different
Spirit's clutch stats in this game are just going to be unreal to go and look back. When we see the match card, Mouse have their work cut out for them, folks. One more does it here for Spirit. Can they stick the landing on T side? Chopper at the helm. Howley behind them. What's the move? Torzi looking for redemption. Steal off position. Molly missed. 10 damage and a little indignation here as Xerxin has to walk away from his offensive grenade.
Mistakes are starting to become a talking point as this game goes on.
You can see the glass is starting to crack, but will it shatter? Blocked out vision on mid. Once again, we don't have that A ramp clear that worked out so well previously. Maybe this time wasn't even the round to do it, but Mouse have to be worried about both sides evenly. They don't know what's going on here. Jimmy gets into a deeper line. Magix is still here with one flashbang. Coming in on the lurk play. Brolin, can he cut him down?
It's heavy utility for Brolin. Xerxin cut off from it, can only offer supportive utility. Chucks out a little bit into the middle of the site. That's gonna stall them for a second. That gets Spinks active. Brolin still waiting for something to shoot at, and soon Shiro has this angle. Bringing the op up with that bomb. Missed shots from Brolin. Man advantage here for Spirit. Xerxin pinned against the stairs, and Chopper's got his head. Clutch is the name of the game. And a 2v4 ask of Maus begins with Torji off of Ticket. Tries to go to the top of it all.
The jump though.
That's the miss out of Shiro, and the position offered over. Now Jimmy's gonna start to go for the swing, and Shiro's left some slack out here to be played with. This is gonna be Spirit trying to pinch them. Bomb planted over for Connector, and as long as Zontix is alive, so Spirit! Countless rounds that would have lost the Mirage. Your reigning major champions defend. Pushed to the absolute limit in this one.
They started off on the right foot. My goodness, with that quick start, and it felt like they were going to collapse towards the end of the game. They showed resilience just like Mouse did, but somehow even more. And all of those clutches.
All of them.
None of those missed grenades. Later on, no left behind bombs, no time running out on rounds. Spirit played better.
Yeah, Spirit did play better. They do outlast their Mirage. They do give a fight of a lifetime. Let's talk about it, man. Let's talk about how much that map was for you guys. Was it hard? Was it a long one for you?
It was hard because of a lot of rounds, and they could manage to win, and we could manage to win. But we won in the end. It was in the last overtimes in the first 3 rounds, there was 3 1v1s. Like, there was more than 1v1. But yeah, the clutches, we won the clutches and we won the game.
Yeah, just going all the way back, because you know there was like a regulation time in this map. Tell me, how were Mouse able to get back into it just that early on after the first half?
There is probably 0 objective connection from first map to the second, so if they just wake up and understand they can play from first round, because they didn't do that on the first map. They wake up like it was 5-0 for us. So I believe if they will start the game from tough rounds, you know, if they will win the first rounds, it's going to be very easy for them and hard for us.
Well, Zontex, let me do this, because there's an arena full of people. Well, most of them are cheering for Spirit, I think. You want to tell them anything?
Thank you guys for cheering. No matter if you're cheering for Team Spirit or for any other team, I believe any of you and every one of you is part of esports. So thanks, everyone.
I love that. All right. Effia, what do you got over there?
I've got Spinks over here. Thank you for waiting. My God, what a marathon. How did it fall apart?
We just lose 2v2, 3v1, 2v2, 2v1, everything.
Yeah, I mean, Zontex, he's a menace. They all are. But you stepped into the stage and said, it's fine, we'll get it on the next match. Talk to me about the momentum, about the belief that you can still win here.
Yeah, we still believe we can be better. I think we should have a close Mirage, but we are confident on Dust too, and I will get a third map for everyone in the arena.
Okay, love it. Thank you very much.
Well, you may have had to wait 7 years, North America, but don't you dare tell me the wait was not worth it. What an insane way to kick off the proceedings here in Austin. We had craziness, we had chaos, we had plenty of clutches, which we'll be diving into shortly, but Maui, that was an emotional roller coaster to kick things off here.
That game went on so long that I started pulling out Zillow on my phone. I thought I was going to have to move into Austin and start gentrifying the neighborhood, okay? That took forever.
Yeah, it really did. Neither team could win. Neither team could actually close things out. And I mean, I'll tell you what.
Hi buddies, we've got a new game to play. It was born to be famous. It is a multiplayer MMO mobile game developed by a legendary developer based on Unreal 5 and Norse mythology. Whether it is the graphics, light effects, textures, or in-depth optimization of the game, it is the best of the best. If you are a casual player, you can become a fisherman or a profitable miner. You can also freely explore various puzzles in the world and open treasure chests to get rewards. As long as you are hardworking, whether it is upgrading or obtaining materials, it will be the fastest. If you like cooperation, you can also go to the dungeon with multiple people online.
From any part of this discussion. Sure, I can't even remember what happened over an hour ago, apart from the last round where Spirit managed to push it to OT because it was a story of Spirit having a really hot start, Maus bouncing back. How did Spirit push it to overtime in round 24?
Man, we got to just get it rolling, because this was a lot to remember, a lot to take in, because so many clutches. And even though this starts off actually pretty well for the side of Maus. Like, they get this nice two-man advantage here, but Zontex, like, out of nowhere, just slinking through the smoke. Brolin is kicking himself that he wasn't able to find that kill, Moses.
Yeah, absolutely is. That's a must-have kill when he's coming through the smoke in that fashion, and those are the dirty things Zontex was doing that to them time and time again. I mean, this is the fourth chance Maus had to close this map in regulation. They had another one in the first overtime. They had 5 opportunities to take this to the next map with a 1-map lead, and they lost all of them.
And this is where I thought we'd go into overtime and Maus would just be straight up dead in the water, right? They had so many opportunities, as you said, to be closing it in regulation. How do they answer back straight away in round 25?
With a great move from Exertion. I'm really glad that he was able to step up, because in the previous year, 2 years, he was a guy that fell off so frequently in arenas against top 5 teams in the world. But at the end of this one, when it gets down to the 2-on-2, Exertion makes such a big boy play.
And it's one of the areas in which he's most been criticized, is in fact, when you get to these big stage games, these playoff games, he doesn't go for these aggressive moves. He doesn't take these risks.
I mean, the Molly's right there at his feet. He could wait it out, but he just knows that the time is his to take the risk.
That's the decision. You either wait it out and you play the 2v2 with Brolin on a long rotation from the A bomb site, or you step up and make that play, and he gets the good end of the risk in this equation.
You need ballsy plays like that to be pulling off crazy things in majors like this. We spoke of Zontex, obviously instrumental in actually getting Spirit to overtime in the first place. Then he gets to push them to another OT in round number 30.
I mean, you take exertion, the big balls play is pushing through the molly, getting the kill, stopping the plant. Zontic's completely different way, okay? The smoke's right in front of him. He throws the molly down. He is so fortunate to find this smoke.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, I think this was a 1v3 ahead of that as well. Zontic's killed one player up towards Palace. So, I mean, you put this situation and Torji desperately, AK runs out of it. It's painful to watch twice. It's painful to watch twice.
It's Looney Tunes. Like, the bullets are right around Roadrunner right there. That's just crazy.
It's insane. And this, like, we essentially don't have time to be diving into all the clutches, right? Because then we go to quadruple OT. Magix has his fair share as well. This was just insane.
Bro, the idea that you have Xyp9x as an assistant coach, who's the greatest clutcher of all time. His nickname is the Clutch Minister, and you've lost this many. He's got to be back there just banging his head against the wall. Like, that's got to be, I bet he wanted to tap in. He's like, 10 plays, he's like, my turn, please, God, let me in.
Sub me in.
I mean, there was just so many moments where it's like the final kill that's so critical, the important just crossfire that needs to be held, and somehow Spirit find a way to break it.
And we got to hear it, right, from both of those post-map interviews from both the equation of Zontix and Spinks, right? They knew it came down to those final margins, those clutch moments. So instrumental.
I appreciate that Spinks had that like little ghost of a smile where he talked, we lost the 1v1, the 2v2, the 2v1, the 1v3. Like, he just rattled them all off. And I think you kind of have to have a little bit of smile, because I felt like MOUZ was the better team throughout the majority of this. You just lose so many clutches, and not even like clutches. You lose so many 4-on-2s, and it's like, what? How are you losing 3-on-1s, 4-on-2s, like these crazy advantages?
Putting together the first 45 seconds of the round up to the first 90 seconds felt like it was in favor of MOUZ. They were putting together the openers. Even some of the mid rounds were really good. But Spirit in crunch time, that's why people rate them so highly. They're major winners. They've done it on big stages before. The players, despite the fact that some of them are young, are already tenured beyond their years.
And let's not forget, Spinks is a major winner as well in his own right. And Exertion, he had some thoughts about that before we dove into this first map of Mirage.
AFK, boys.
One city. Yeah.
Nathan, can I say something?
Yeah?
I'm really excited to play on a major playoff with you.
Thank you, bro.
Fully
I'm
honest.
to play with all of you guys.
Yeah, you're a fucking major winner, Nathan, and I'm so happy to have you in my team, my friend.
Thank you, Dore. I appreciate it.
Let's fuck them now, yeah?
And I don't blame Xertion for those high praises, right? Because we saw basically straight off the bat, Spinks having huge impact. We'll get into the nade round in just a moment, but just the output that this man is able to put out on the server is it was amazing for MOUZ.
Spinks is like a surgeon, okay? Anytime things are settling, he finds that perfect incision to just get back into the round. He's so clever with it, so slick. Sometimes, and I think Vitality probably missed this, he's just able to pull a rabbit out of a hat on the blink of an eye. Like, it's so impressive how he's so willingly able to just create openings for the team when all else is lost.
I think Rops can pull an elephant out of a hat, so I don't think Vitality's missing Spinks at all right now. But yeah, I'm with you. Late round, Spinks does a very good job. Obviously a big clutch in this match. There were a couple moments where I thought he was a little bit shifty, but he's found a nice home in this team where he can actually perform really well in the roles that he wants.
And of course, we've mentioned that spectacular nade moment from Spinks. So let's hear what was going on in the team speak in this mic'd up moment.
Firebox up! Firebox up! Firebox!
Attache CT.
Deal fire, Jimmy! 10 HP!
Wait, stairs out, wait. Outstairs, Nathan. Summit. One city. One more city coming, Nathan. Take it. Out city. Drop. Ticket. One HP. You have nade. Please, one HP.
Let's fucking go!
Lotan, they do. They usually do.
Oh my God, Lotan, you are fucking basketball or what?
Both the crowd and the team going wild, and for good reason, right? Because we had confirmation from production. If Spinks didn't hit that tag for, what was it, 6 HP through the box, that grenade wouldn't have been enough to actually take down the final play.
Production told us that nade would have dealt 46 damage, which is just so absurd how slim the margins are. But a game that goes multiple overtimes like this, that's what's going to happen. You're going to be cutting it close all the time.
But also, it's got to go the other direction if you're MOUZ and you win this clutch and you have that kind of a celebration, that kind of excitement, and then you lose the next round immediately. Like, that's the thing with MOUZ. Like, once they won, a couple of those clutches finally went their way, not able to build upon any of them in OT. I had all the chances in the world to close this out. And at a certain point, you're just kind of like, this is great. But man, you missed all your opportunities.
That's the thing, like, we're on a hype train for good reason, because this was such an entertaining map of CS. But the fact, as you mentioned, Jason, you know, MOUZ, you have ample opportunities to do this. You had the chance all the way back in regulation.
You had
as well,
a
by the way.
4-on-2. And a 4-on-2 to close out the map in regulation. Like, I don't know.
And it's unfortunate to bring back the whole arena narrative for Mouse because they've been so good for the last 9 months, even before Spinks joined back at Rio last year. I felt like they've really quelled that discussion of just being bad when the lights are the brightest.
Sure.
But in this kind of moment, you could see that nerves got to them. They lost some post-plant or like late round situations where Spirit, they're the ones that are able to just break the situation down. It looked like they were just kind of toying with a team of just guys that are going to just stay statically.
Which is awesome to see because we actually got like our questions in the pregame answered in this one where like Mouse, we've seen how you respond to pressure, you know, rattling off 3 straight best of 3s to get here, coming back from that 0-5 deficit. And then Spirit kind of got trounced through a lot of this game in regulation. They too found a way to bounce back. So where we say like Spirit breezed through the stage 3 so easy that we don't really actually get to see what happens if they get challenged, we got to see it here, and they pass with flying colors.
We've given Zontix, you know, his flowers, aptly so, for the clutches he was able to pull off. But let's run the Magic's one because I feel like this was kind of the final nail.
This is unreasonable. Moment, right? This is so unreasonable. 1 versus 3. Like this, like you absolutely should just be able to close this one out. Peek there. Now you know where everything's coming. Again, like a mid clutch transfer of positioning as well. Like you're fine up in Palace.
I mean, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that Yimpat also peeked because Magic's had already mollied that position or naded that position out. And he didn't know for sure. I don't think he was 100% certain. So all in all, that's another moment where Mouse are just kicking themselves thinking, why didn't we swing together?
Well, we've got to see it from the players' POV, but I'm curious as to how the crowd reacted during that very moment as well.
All right, I'm here in the middle of the Rudy Center. It's all going crazy. Magic's just clutched out a round for the 24th round. Guys, first map of the major, your Spirit fans, how are you feeling?
This is fantastic.
They are dialed, absolutely dialed. Are Spirit winning this game?
I think so.
Why are we even asking that question? Like come on.
I'm absolutely adoring this crowd, by the way.
Oh my God, I love the confidence. I love the energy that everybody's been bringing here. It's just absurd. I mean, America have been waiting so long for a major like this, and they open it with a map like that. Like the game's already delivering.
And can you believe this is only map number 1 of our first quarterfinal here in Austin? We're going to throw things to a quick break, but back on the other side, it's going to be Spirit's map pick of Dust 2 going down after this. Dust 2 now lays in wait. Spirit's map choice coming into our first quarterfinal here at the Blast TV Austin Major. Gentlemen, I was going to come in with some numbers, I was going to come in with some stats, I was going to ask you about the hard, cold data, but I don't want to do that anymore. After that first map, that was an emotional roller coaster, Dupree. Talk to me about that when you are on the losing side of the equation, when there is a map that goes so close, the clutch factor coming through. How does that affect you mentally as a player?
But obviously this is very heartbreaking for Mouse. You know, they found themselves in a position where they just should have closed it out. They couldn't win the rounds when it actually mattered, and they didn't have the clutches going their way. Obviously it comes down to when you play so many rounds and you go into overtime. That is where you kind of deviate a little bit from the game plan. You start playing more out of your gut feeling, and that is also what you see. And this is why the game got so messy. There were so many situations that it just came down to the gut feeling, people pushing through smokes. But overall, Mouse Boys, they feel bad for letting this one slip away from them.
It's going to be so disheartening. They spent so much energy, they spent so much focus on that game. They almost bought a ticket into this best-of-3 series, bought a ticket potentially into the semi-final, and then it kind of slipped out of their hands right now. I agree with you, Peter. It must be incredibly difficult, but that's why they have the staff behind them to try to reset, come into Dust 2, and still have the belief that they can extend the series to a third map.
Where does this look for both sides of the equation when we're looking at Dust 2, considering, you know, Spirit have picked this every single time that they have faced Mouse in 2025?
Do you want the stats?
Go on.
No.
Yeah,
no.
I mean, I've got them down here on this
Spirit
cue card
have
if you'd
played
like
it
to read
22
them.
times in 2025 and then won it 20 times. So that in itself speaks volume in terms of crowning Spirit to be the best team in the world of Dust 2 as of right now. The last 7 times they played it, they won it as well. They've only had 1 loss against Falcons the past 3 months, and just to make it even worse, I dived into the ratings, I dived into the stats. Donk is averaging 175 rating on Dust 2 alone. Shiro backing him up with 158. So those two right now are arguably the 2 best Dust 2 players in the entire world. So Mouse, they got to cut out for them.
And the fact that they let Mirage slip away, now Mouse is even more on the back foot in this series. You know, they could have been up 1-0. You know, they even came with a curveball of picking another map coming to the series from the ones they played already. So for them finding himself on the back foot even more than in the beginning, it's not a good looking for them.
Peter, you're a positive man, and you had some positive words to say about Mouse. Give me some hope that all is not lost and we'll be getting a third.
I think that the great things about Mouse was is obviously they come from a stage 3 where they found themselves being on the back foot even more, and you know they had to claw their way back into get into the playoff. But now they find themselves in a position that they've been in before. I think that's going to be very instrumental for them to bounce back on those 3 if they can make it work. I think it's going to be important to try and get long control. They can try and manipulate the game, but obviously also looking at the past map, Mousebot didn't play bad. They actually looked like the better team throughout the series so far, but they just couldn't close out the clutches. I think it's going to be very instrumental to have Exertion. He's been playing well. You're the guy that we've been talking about missing out on these big stages, but he's actually in there. He is the playmaker for Mousebot. He's the guy that goes in and just do the pace changing and calls off the T rounds. But on the other side, you also have Torsi stepping up tremendously, and we know how important the AWP is in Dust 2.
And that's the thing, right? I think Torsi is going to be the key to victory for Mouse, and it's a little bit worrisome for me because he hasn't had the best tournament so far. He's been struggling a little bit, haven't really had confidence so far here in Austin, but he is so much needed. The AWP present going up against Donk, going up against Shiro, it is needed for Mouse if they want to stand a chance. Torsi will have to step it up and step in now.
After a absolute marathon map 1 of Mirage, it is time to dive in to Dust 2.
Thank you, Desk. Hope you've all had a chance to reset at home. And I like what Peter says here with this one. This has been a major where Mouse are showing resilience. Time to do it again as the odds shift further into Spirit's favor.
Yeah, it's a matchup where it always felt like it was going to be steep, and now we are at the steepest point. So as we get into this game, Austin, you did a fantastic job last map, and that was loud. But I know you can get louder!
Dust 2, the stats that Jacob brought to the table for this one, horrifying if your Mao's going up against it. So tap into the resilience and tune in, folks. This is only the first quarterfinal.
Yeah. Dust 2 might be a movie right here. We know the strength of these teams. We know what Spirit have offered us on Dust 2 maps. I think it was a battle to the very end. It came down to clutches back on Mirage. I don't even know why that wouldn't just happen again.
7 clutch rounds out of 25 round wins for Team Spirit. I mean, that is a damning stat. Eesh, and Torsi's not going to have any fun in the pistol of map 2. Down at the hands of Magix. Good flashbang, kind of delays things for a second here. It affords Mouse some positioning. You can see Brolin signing up for a fight. Here comes that counter utility, but it goes over top of him. He recovers with a couple of originally missed shots. Magic's the only player so far for Spirit to get any of these kills. This is an excellent answer. Spinks' Berettas chops him down. It is 8 health for Magix, looking for something else. Good moves by Mouse to sign up for the fight on Long.
What an excellent answer back here for Long. It's an awkward situation. They want to come around the fat side of the smoke, but they know that flashes can land in here, that CTs can go for those pushes. And this is a spot where after Spirit got their first kill, they thought it doesn't matter. We'll come up maybe playing anti. I'm not sure exactly who would have been responsible for that, but honestly, no one's even blind. Brolin just wins 2 raw duels on his own terms, though, again, because of that CT smoke. Great start for Mouse. Started 5 down back on Mirage. Split pistols last time.
It was such a clean game of CounterStrike until we got into the real depths of overtime as well. Clutch rounds and minute mistakes. That was really what took the cake for Spirit. And obviously, Mao's going to try to reset everything. But again, they've been playing off the back foot since they arrived in Austin.
Yeah, that's
if there's
right.
any benefit at all to going down 0-2, to giving up maps in the best of 3s that they played in order to qualify for playoffs, it's that you're supposed to now be this hardened core.
Sometimes I just feel like they're, characters in an RPG building out their stats, and as they play these games, they build resilience and they show us what they can do. And Spirit won some more points, actually, even on that last one. Well, they snuck Chopper down. Oh, but he doesn't get his kill. Shiro, what? He's just collecting icons.
Okay, why not? I guess Donk comes out from the smoke. There's an AK out here on the field. Force buy for Spirit, looking good. You've got Spinks up from spawn to try to get the kill back. Him and Jimmy looking to combine, but it's Jimmy on catwalk soon.
Oh, awkward.
His gun's to be grabbed.
Yeah, and they're planning for Cat, but they're not playing for it.
That is huge grenade damage. The utility could be the key.
He got the kill.
No way. We need to see how Shiro kicked this off. No! That is 3 from Shiro Scout in the first force of map 2.
You are joking with those frags. Wallbang, no scope, headshot through the smoke. Is that what we saw in the first kill?
What? What? I mean...
Oh, sorry. It wasn't a wallbang. It wasn't that impressive. Oh, my goodness.
Well, there's your wallbang.
Wow.
And there's your headshot to close.
Yeah. He's just telling everybody about it, how he saw nothing. Okay.
What was that?
That's more of what we've seen from Spirit, and that's X Factor.
I thought it was FaZe that got all the bullshit. Looks like Spirit are going to sprinkle a little in.
When they play each other, now it all makes sense.
Well, if that doesn't suck the life out of the room for Mouse, this round will. Yeah. Already Zershin getting caught down bottom middle, trying to go for this cat setup, looking to get something done with the pistols as that scout floats around on A, but so far nothing really for Mouse to pull on.
Yeah, they really thought they could chill for a second.
Chill with Donk in the server?
I know. Shiro.
Fools.
I think Shiro even got to 30 kills by the end of that last game. I mean, so many contributors. Just a really classy performance from almost everybody in the server. There was no one that was just standing out, like dying every single round, leaving things on the table. These two teams, they played their hearts out back on Mirage. And again, I feel bad for almost criticizing the mistakes that Mao's made later on, but the fact is, they only stood out because Spirit weren't making them too. Good calling will bring them to the open site here. We're going to take this game slow, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. I mean, I had to pee at halftime last map.
Couldn't miss a moment of that last one.
And I knew it was going to go to overtime. It would be a fun stat to look at. Who's got the most overtimes in their Maybe FaZe Spirit's also up there.
That map really did feel like 7 years in the making.
Yeah.
NA had to wait for that one.
It's been a bit of a proving ground for Spirit with this new veto, because again, it's not a unlikely map for Mouse to pick. In fact, it was probably what they expected fully. It's just not one that you saw them pick when they had Shuhei versus Spirit. And we're really trying to figure out where Spirit fits into this playoffs. When we compare them to teams like Mouse and some of these other lineups, they're a team that's been playing at the other events, sort of. Getting practice, but not going and locking horns with some of the competition Vitality have had to go up against.
Yeah, not showing their secrets in a head-to-head on the server. But I mean, they go over to Astana and absolutely cleared that event.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the other thing, is the no questions asked. And if we compare their last stages, no questions asked for Spirit. It was a very clean stage. And their hardest map so far, they win. So, looking to just not make mistakes once again. Anti-eco with a little pressure sprinkled in from the CT side on B.
If Spirit can cut through this second map of the series in a very convincing fashion, then we know that they've got resilience. And minimizing mistakes is really what my eyes are focused on as Dust 2 goes on. So getting away from that tunnels push is one thing, but Chopper does get a little ahead of himself. He loves to go out through the mid doors, though, on Dust 2. So no surprise to see him take that fight, but be careful.
Running headshot.
The health is incredibly low here for both Donk and Shiro. Spinks gets tracked through the door, who robs the MAC-10 away. He gives that over to Zershin.
Yeah, it's kind of pushing the defense a little bit towards A. Spinks will make that full rotation. Brolin comes to the door, so B site is looking ripe for the taking. And Brolin might be able to finish off this kill. So actually a new one.
That is a rifle picked up as well for Brolin. We said it's all about minimizing mistakes, but they have already lost 2 players. Now all 3 remaining are low on health. Team Spirit waited back. Mouse got into the action. Brolin sweeps him away with an M4, and that is a much-needed early answer here for Mouse.
That's pretty incredible considering that first B push got shut down so easily, but they got a kill. They tried to get out of middle. Some great pistol shots came through, and it's solid from Mouse.
They've got to shed the negativity as quick as they can on this map.
Yeah.
And that's not map-centric. Map be damned. Just coming in off of a close loss like that. Certainly not made any easier by the way the first 2 rounds go down.
So they don't lose hope. They win the pistol. They lose the force up. They answer back. It's still a little scary for Mouse because they know that Spirit are going to give this a real try on this next round, and they're the ones with the more fragile CT economy. They just want to close out this 2 straight, then they get a save, and then they can really streak in this first half and put themselves in a good position. This is a strong buy here for Shiro. Mouse's money, sorry, Spirit's money is teetering here.
Like you said, though, Mouse are going to know damn well that they're coming at this one with some sort of hard swing.
I like the long play, actually, for Spirit, because it's a really good way to make it a long round that can sometimes come down to 1 or 2 players.
Activity here top middle from Mouse.
Torzy has so much responsibility. He knows they want him to take a fight, but oh, Shiro gets into position early.
And it's low money, but it's still a strong set of weaponry here for Spirit.
Yeah, the off says it all.
Zershin starts to activate on that flank, and eventually we'll see if nobody watches, because right now Shiro's still trying to give support over top, but it looks like he's turned over, so Zershin will have a hard job of getting out through those doors.
They have to kill someone on the front of the attack to get him to turn around.
It's very important here. Brolin sitting behind this temporary smoke. He decides to reposition as they get closer. Wide swing up from Magisk, and this starts to go swimmingly for Team Spirit. All is good. Lots of bodies inside that bomb site, not to mention flank in position, but it felt like Spirit had that one in full control.
Yeah, now we've actually got to look at the buy for Mouse. I mean, it wasn't as expensive for them, but it's CT side. It's pretty mixed up here. Very awkward spot. This might be an even out round where they invest slightly, but protocol-wise, call-wise, this was super solid from Spirit. And Torzy again, so much rested on the way in which he took his fight, but he didn't really finesse it. There wasn't a flash to assist with his peak. He tried to just pick an off timing, try to catch him off guard, but Spirit, they threw the flash, got Shiro and Pit, and waited. They did everything exactly as you were supposed to. No, they'll buy into it. Yeah, it's not a handsome buy here. Brolin's got his 5-7 in his smoke, and I guess he made the decision. He said, look, I'm broke, but I believe in you guys. Let's make this happen.
We early vision, 2 heads spotted on the cross.
Yeah, no one else into mid. They can view this as just like a long control setup, and the T's are just going to go ahead with their regular protocols. Oh, actually, a lean over towards the B site. There's going to be a full commit on this attack. Right now, Maus don't have information. They don't have a lot of resources. They're just spread out nicely. They can each guard a choke point, but they're not really well fortified at any one of those.
Smoke grenade here in Jimmy's hand.
Actually, this might be a nice rotation from Xerxin. You know, you've got to reinforce something when you're low on weaponry. Now, the question is, can they all complement each other? That's what we're looking for in the B side.
Yeah, numbers is one thing, but not jumbling up. That's another. Great, well-placed frag grenade for Chopper to have to deal with. We go down to 45 seconds. You know, Chopper threw out that mid-lurk smoke, trying to keep eyes trained towards the middle of the map.
He's right, though. There's no pushes coming in. You know, he can really try to make this look like a fake.
Here it comes. They're going to have to test that smoke. Now just barreling out into the site. Support from down beneath window. Second car player. That's what could catch them off guard. And here he strikes. Xerxin here to help. Triple kill instantly. They try to surpass him. Shiro finally gets in. But he's going to have to clutch this out with 2 health, as many HP as he has enemies. And you can see the confidence wavering. He's looking for a gun. Well, he finds a scout. And he knows that that one was limited. So well done by Xerxin to join up in the bomb site. And like you said, they've got to find a way to complement one another. Yeah, Xerxin did it perfectly.
Dust 2 is all about how you lean on CT side, and Xerxin has a really important decision to make. You know, whether that's called for him or he's the one who comes over here. If he just plays outside the site, I mean, he can have much less impact. So it looks like a gamble when he's over there, but there's no way they're going to clear that properly. And he gets 3 kills and a dink. Otherwise, Shiro doesn't throw that off away, and he really tries for that 1v2. Nice response. Risky moment for Maus. Every dollar in the bank.
It's back and forth nature of the rounds, though. Keeping everything on the line, so momentum is not coming anytime soon.
Yeah, it's another risky setup, actually, but the spray is awful, and I don't normally say that about Dog.
99 damage for Shiro to have to deal with. And he doesn't have an op to lean on either. But if you can get that AK over to Chopper, he's got something more to work with. Chopper throwing a whole lot of grenades so far this half, but not getting any kills so far. Starting on 0, Brolin getting active. Magix wins the fight with a Galil over top of the M4.
Yeah, he's a long anchor, man. Hard to trick him on those pushes. That is a pretty long-range duel secured. I think Torzy gets spotted on this door peak.
This feels like a call to action, though, for Maus in middle. Just completely vacant B site.
They're running out of time to properly take long, but they can use Shiro to lurk, and no shot in for Torzy.
There we go.
Nice one.
Scout between the eyes. It's going to set them up for the door peak. Of course, you try to jump on a scout. What they don't expect is Jimmy to not be anchoring B. They don't expect that M4 pressed up against them.
They know there's only one on the A side.
Shiro, he's going to walk out long, and now the bomb is dropped. So this round fizzles out for Spirit. Maus find a way to do it.
Yeah.
That's Jimmy with a double, the Torzy scout kill that really draws them into Jimmy's hands. And so back and forth we go. But it's Maus to find consecutive rounds first.
Yeah, that's so important. Again, CT economy just so punishing, but Dust 2 don't need everything in the world to be able to win it. It's a map where you don't need, you know, the full clock. You don't need full resources. You need more aim. You can get a lot more scrimmy, a lot more scrappy. You can play off spawns. It's a map that really is determined by form individually more than it is by team play if you compare it to other maps. call them harder maps in the pool.
So time to build back the money. Of course, Donk gets Kevlar with a Glock, just in case Shiro dies. That M4 is going to change hands.
Yeah.
And you said last round, bad spray.
Yeah, that was...
for Donk.
It was, yeah, for Donk. Honestly, for anybody, which is, you know, sometimes Donk misses a few bullets, but that was just... No, he was drawing silhouettes there.
Shiro has got to give him the M4 before Shiro even dies. This is Donk without a helmet. It's enough utility as well for Magix and Chopper to overwhelm a single player staffing this B site. I mean, if Spirit can put themselves into an unexpected post plant, and Donk maybe finds a bunch of frags, but that nade that he sets himself up with worked wonderfully. And again, quick moves from the supportive pieces of Maus. Spinks doesn't waste a second getting into the action. That one M4 hits the ground. It is only Jimmy who dies, but he does an excellent job of holding off the site on his own.
I mean, he makes it look so easy there when the molly lands, when he goes for the spray. Everybody who B-anchors envisions making that play happen, but it's all about timing, and that's why you need someone who is so shrewd, someone who's a really good retaker. He's got the perfect personality as a player to be playing B, and that's because he finds that one line where the molly can land and he has his gun out. As a team like Spirit that are so hard to read are going to be running up that left side of the tunnel wall. If you're a bad B player, you miss that by 1 second. If you're great, you're there on time, and that's what Jimmy is. It always looks so easy when they get that lineup, but truly, not that many players can make it happen so often. And yeah, again, the story coming into this major playoffs and for him in general is like, since Spinks has joined the team, his form has gone down. But last map, and right here, he's having a great series. Playoffs.
Really buying in with this. I'm surprised they put so much money on the line here, Spirit, but they're still going to try to jump it.
Yeah, true.
Right? I mean,
that was a pretty confident win from Maus too. Like, they know there's enough rebuys as well going in for this.
What do they know that we don't? It's 3 rounds of loss bonus at the moment for them as well, so...
Man, this is crazy. They have 0 grenades at a minute 20 coming up long.
Flash goes down, interrupts the one wall player.
That's one way to do it.
Donk gets a headshot, and suddenly the round is alive. Xerxion's timing on the peak, though, catches him off guard. Magic scoops up that M4, so upgrades to be had. You've still got Shiro, though, back at a distance on the scout.
Again, 0 grenades. Oh, they have to take the fight, and they win it.
Why not? To hell with your utility, we've got the headshots.
Oh, and they picked up that molly from Brolin, I think, or from Xerxion on the site.
Take your nades and throw them back at you. This is Spirit seizing the moment with lesser guns.
So what do they know? They know they won last time. They took long with only losing 1 player. Here they do it again.
I'm glad you say that, because we just said, like, yeah, it was a convincing round in the last one, but it's been the B defense that made the convincing round wins for Maus.
True.
So working with less, but taking the action over towards long, they find their opening. 4 versus 2 in the post plant. No attempt here from the CTs, and some free upgrades sprinkled in. Looks real good for the Spirit camp in order to get this T side back online. That flash. I mean, good on Donk. Look at him staring at the wall, so ready.
Yeah.
Bam!
You know.
Insurance policy for the entire play.
Yeah, and I mean, it was kind of on Maus to do 2 flashes or something different, or they picked an off timing. Maybe they thought that was early, so they wouldn't have expected the crawl up to take place so soon, but yeah. That's just a game of rock, paper, scissors. Sometimes you want 2 flashes, sometimes you want 1, sometimes you want none. You've done amazing, Austin, and we haven't even started yet.
I mean, I knew from the get-go we were going to get USA chance, but who here loves Europe? Just checking. What about Asia?
Yeah. Second best. Hey, Mr. America Moses called it the second best region, therefore.
So here we go. The crawl up along the cat wall. Oh, this is sneaky stuff from Spirit.
Yeah, we got this crack spot. I mean, Xerxon just looks like it's chilling right now. He's going to see this, but
they're going to pounce on that. They like the timing here, Spirit.
Early Goose setup, though, is interesting, but Xerxon dies.
Yeah, but he does get a lot of grenade damage, so we'll see if the other defenders can pick up the slack. Again, damage is one thing, but Spinks now pinned into the corner of Goose. Do they clear him?
So hard to get that molly off into the corner. They can't find it.
They're also waiting for this ramp peek, and the ramp peek comes first. That's what Chopper wanted. Eyes on Spinks. He delivers the headshot to Zontix. They know Chopper's still up here.
Man.
And with that bomb down over an elbow, the gusto of that cat push really falls apart. Magic's no 1v3 this time.
I love that, man. I love the Mouse setup. I love how they play off each other. They are so good at making that feel like it was impossible to reach Spinks. They kept overfilling the position to fight versus the ramp and make sure that they stopped them scaling both across cat, because this is a long way, and then also towards the sight box as they come straight. You see the pressure come in on both sides, and that's exactly what you're supposed to do. A lot of teams don't do that. They'll have very static, calcified position, CTs in each spot. Once the Goose player gets spotted, all he does is delay. Mouse don't do that, man. And they started Goose with someone spotting from cat. They had no idea that Spinks would be there.
They tried to clear it out, but so much time spent holding for top ramp. You know, suddenly we're in the dying moments of this first half, and Mouse's CT size looking great.
Yeah, excellent.
Spinks is looking for some space towards top middle. He's going to find himself out here in the open. Happy to duel versus Chopper. Wins that one. Lower tunnel breaks it back. That's Donk on the prowl, looking for a little more. Perfect timing here from Brolin on the long flank.
Yeah, they came in to give it a check. They'll see the bomb goes down. It's really about the numbers, though. They can't protect that thing. Teams can get that back when they're ready.
Top middle off beat. What you
right
doing?
Into that. Oh,
hello.
I guess Hero saw Donk on top of the Xbox. No mid smoke was there. And that's all Mouse need to do from this position. Just keep trading down material. But now it's time to go get the bomb, because there's actually a chance they can make this happen. 2 on 3. And Jimmy is home alone.
Now we've seen teammates bail him out of tough spots. We've seen him do enough to justify a retake in this kind of a situation, but that's assuming Spirit still take a swing at him. Instead, they're taking a sniff at the A site. 2 defenders in position. Can't let their guard down about Goose. Again, Spinks has already kind of rocked them from this spot.
This would take perfect utility usage. Probably not going to happen. Let's see if they can.
Well-timed peek as well. Oh, the swing, the swing!
Whoa.
No way!
The spray transfer.
Just enough time. In the smoke he goes.
He goes for the good plant.
4 health. Jimmy's on the scene. He's got no utility that would kill Donk. And so you're going to give Donk a chance at an ace. I mean, this is unreal. Down to those final few seconds. It's a climb up. Jimmy spotted. Oh, and the gun is dry, so the reload now queued up, and he gets executed at the final hurdle.
Wouldn't that have been stylish? One bullet there when he tries to send the message over to Jimmy. Jumping up, fast cat. So close.
Empty gun.
Yeah. Did he reload and switch too early? Is that what happened or not?
Not sure. Let's see here. 14 down 2.
Okay.
It's when he switches to his knife to grab the bomb.
It was on 0, it looked like, when he finished that.
Sure.
Yeah.
We'll get the detectives on it either way. I was going to say, statistically, Jacob made a great argument before the map went live why Donk and Shiro are supposed to be the best players on Dust 2. Donk has looked human until that moment. Yeah. A reminder, you better not let your guard down. But a reminder, Mouse are still absolutely in this game.
Oh, big time. They've got their claws stuck in. Their CT sides look fluid, active. You can tell they're communicating very well. They're being hard to read. Spirit are running into the stack site sometimes. Whether it was B and now A.
These teams have met on Dust 2 twice in 2025, and Mouse have already tied their best results specifically on Dust 2. We're already only 1 half into this game. Still plenty of room for improvement, and that improvement's coming off of the back of 4 hard-hitting players. Torji maybe has slowed down since map 1, but everybody else for Mouse is here. So final attempt on this slow start of a T-side for Spirit.
Still got a little gap for himself. Zershman will dip out as soon as that flash loses its efficacy, and he survives it. This becomes a cat play, though.
They'll try to fluster the defense. Torzi leans back. No slap shot over. Jimmy catches Zontic, so the mid lurks really haven't worked out well for Spirit. That's going to compromise Cat. Donk is going to go back to try to secure some sort of post-plant positioning, but it is long wrapped up for Maus already. First player over Xbox, instant headshot to 2 versus 5 in a post-plant, the final round of the half, and this is Maus just jumping on it. Okay, Jimmy. Quad kill from the Finn. An 8-4 half out of Maus, and just because Mirage was a nail-biter, and just because Maus walked away battered, doesn't mean this series is over yet.
There aren't that many esports organizations that have been around for as long as Maus have, but they're one of the first organizations that I think really took the talent side of it seriously. It paid off massively. The number one thing probably to mention is got to be Kerrigan. Rewind time long enough speaks to his legacy with the game and just how much he's managed to do. And the other one probably is Nico, who was picked up pretty early on. That was his first escape from the Balkan scene, playing with iNation and all the rest of it, and then he came in and played with Maus and was essentially the whole team. It was Nico trying to carry every round for a long time there, and probably set him up for what he's been doing for the rest of his career, more or less.
Find one more, the molly isn't going to touch him. And what on earth has just happened as Deagle is on fire and Shux is going to walk into it as well. Nico is on fire.
This current Maus core has almost too many storylines. Like the classic one is about how the roster came from the academy side and consumed the entire team. Cyclone and his longevity with the team and what he's managed to build across multiple rosters, which I think is really impressive. And the most recent one for me is probably Brolan. Having to take over as an IGL, I still feel like under somewhat unclear circumstances, and the whole entire community, probably including myself, thought that was going to fail on almost day one. And then they managed to actually make it look amazing. I'm actually still kind of blown away by that fact. It's so hard to judge who is going to be better on Maus. And I think it's one of the things that makes them sort of dangerous. Torshi and Exertion, they played such different roles that it's hard to match them one-to-one.
Look at the energy.
I think Torshi's explosive personality is one of the things that actually makes him insanely valuable on the team. You can tell when they're playing how much he contributes to the overall energy. But Exertion's lurking capabilities and like how much he can turn around a game on his own, for me, that's super rare, and so I'll probably pick him over everybody else. In my opinion, there's no reason why Maus couldn't win a major. I think they've got all of the essential ingredients. There's a certain chemistry in the team when they're winning that I think is really hard to stop. I know that they're living under the stigma of constantly almost making it and then not quite making it and losing to Vitality. All the rest of it is going to be down to, I think, coincidence and timing, and I can't see why they wouldn't be able to.
What's up, Arena? I'm here at the Alienware booth with Team Liquid, and if you want to come meet them, you should come on right now, because they are here in the flesh, ready to meet you. Excited to see their fans in that Rise Twist. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. You heard Darth Mike. If you want to see Team Liquid, make sure to go to the Alien booth right now. That's Darth Mike and Team Liquid at the Alien booth. Let's get a round of applause for Team Liquid.
Ooh, mixed bag. If you cheer loud enough, they get another match.
No?
No.
Keep it going. Yeah, boys, I just want to listen to me now. I'm fucking feeling it, okay? I'm fucking feeling it. So if you fucking listen to me on my fucking calls on Tisa, we're gonna fucking win this game. Okay,
Gotcha. Okay, so he is calling T-side. He's taking this. He's taking a lot of responsibility for this, which is great to see.
That's the craziest ad I've ever seen.
This is a wild crosshair, Magix. Okay.
Waiting for it. The highlight reel could be his. You never know with the USP.
Split pistols on Mirage. That's what Spirit are looking for. This time to play from behind. Oh, he'll come back a little late.
Oh, God.
You'll see a lot of things.
I mean, just a second ago, that was clear. You're not running, buddy. Xerxin puts a bullet to the back of his head, finishes it off. Shiro and Chopper close on smoke already, trying to get the climb, but there's also damage done within that smoke. Good chance for Chopper maybe to collect something. Zontix gets a lucky frag somehow, some way. Smoke is fading, and Team Spirit are coming back into this pistol just like Mouse did to them.
Yeah, they're jumping up.
4v2 now. Brolin, what? Senses him in the smoke. He gets tapped out of it, and it's a single point of health for Spinks. Where are you, buddy?
So far away, 1 HP. They've got confirmation. They know they could get away with that. And, well, Brolin gets 2 crazy kills, but they don't bring that back entirely. Zontix, he can do that as well.
What's that tap through smoke from Zontix?
I mean, it's...
Oh, okay. Saw a little bit of him. A little misleading kill feed. Classic. That one? Well, that one, I don't know. Moving around inside of that smoke, Brolin just locks in on you.
Okay, so splitting pistols once again. For whatever that's worth. We saw them go back and forth in the first half as well. Mouse did not get scared.
Little bomb plant money does some good for Mao's buy.
It's quite a lean here. Eyes on B. Oftentimes you will see Shiro and Magix working together. Without that third player. And the split starting to achieve its final complexion here with no eyes from the CT side. Very comfortable as Chopper on the outside of B, seeing these mid-cross smokes, and Magix, he shoots a little late.
Yeah.
Brolin takes him down. Shiro now alone.
30 health, he'll finish what Magix started, but a reposition here from Shiro is, I mean, the fact he gets away with that.
Yeah, and yeah, with that extra kill.
I mean, he gives up the sight, but that's fine. He's gonna be able to lock into this angle.
They don't have a smoke for the cross, they're throwing the bomb now.
Oh, it's kind of messy.
And Xerxin will be able to get on the site. This molly helps.
But at some point, he's gonna have to go for this plant. There's an incendiary still for Shiro if he can do anything to get Xerxin out into the open.
Okay, it's planted long plat. Jimmy could come in at the end. We'll see if they need him.
Flashes over top. Missed chance here from Torsi. He goes back looking for damage, down with nothing. And this is already starting to get swept away by Chopper. That MP9 making money. Jimmy back along long. Dies at the hands of a swift retake from Spirit, but I can't help but wonder, what if Shiro wasn't allowed to get back down into CT spawn?
I mean, someone ran through a smoke to try to kill him, so he was very careful about taking his first duel fast and getting the heck out of there right away. Went to that cross, saw ahead, dipped into CT spawn. You can't really ask for someone to push a smoke even faster than that. And Chopper found his MP9 kill through that from a mid lurker, right? He was outside of B.
He just comes barreling up with it.
Well, it's like a jungle gym down here. CT's jumping around all over the place. They only got full vision on a single target, though, it looks like.
Gonna go for the boost.
22 damage.
Hit that.
What would that have... How many things did that go through? 22 damage.
I think we've learned in the last week or so I shouldn't do the numbers. That's one box.
Okay, that side of the box.
J-Raz, show me all.
Is there just one?
All the bullet impacts, please.
Okay.
Three boxes.
3 boxes for 22 damage.
Okay. Maybe a leg shot.
In the toes.
You can show me the impact on Xerxin's body. I'll give you a raise. Incendiary ahead of this execute. Xerxin just sticking around. I mean, scout through the mid doors when the pistols try to take down tunnels. Donk is kind of a little bit preoccupied. Zontix should be able to hang on to this. He still has got his incendiary, a frag grenade, a smoke, and he's going to answer.
Oh, that was nice. He actually threw it deep. sometimes you throw it a little bit more shallow, and they try to throw that smoke that would land on top of it as well, but he kind of gets away with this big time.
Yeah, great damage. And then Zontix is going to take a spot inside the smoke, so if Donk doesn't kill everybody like he tends to do, big if.
Well, he almost didn't see anybody, but he damn sure did kill him. 5 for Donk, shutting down B.
The first ace on the big stage. Half points versus pistols. Still though, I think you just need that clean, convincing victory within a round. Nobody drops. Money starts to build up for Spirit. That lead that Mao's established in the first half is just dried up.
It was such a good example of what you can get away with though from Zontix. You know, if that's like not as long of a choke point as B tunnels, you throw that molly shallow like if it's ancient A site. Oh, Shio's gonna blow this open. Fight's waiting for him.
Ooh,
oh,
doesn't get to see it though.
It's a little awkward actually, yeah.
So pretty quick footing here from Maus with guns on Cat. Donk opts to bolster long control with Magics.
Yeah, that's kind of wild. I mean,
not just that, but then you've got Chopper solo defending the actual site with only a Galil of all things.
He's got a lot of utility to try to delay. Let's see if they want to respect it or not.
It's also a question is how long does Jimmy take towards doors? The Chopper's got to give some space over, putting a smoke down in front of the full hit. Jimmy now taking a test towards those doors, and Donk is leaning so far back. Magic's first point of contact. Brolin hits a zinger of a headshot, but that positioning inside of the pit
Such a great bait.
Donk catch Jimmy off guard. Great bait, like you say.
Yeah, 4v4. Lots of utility for the CT retake. Tees will have to fight a little bit.
Missed shot. Torzi goes back at it, catches Donk. Still another body over towards Long. Mao's well aware of that one. And it looks like Zontix already starting to forfeit this. So the positioning for Team Spirit, maybe hoping it was much more towards Long than Cat. If that bait set up from Magic really lets Donk shine.
There's that, and also Chopper doesn't get any kills, right? There was a dink through a sight box from Donk to help soften up Brolin, and he gets the instant headshot on the ramp. So Chopper has a lot of utility to try to delay. The setup could be formidable if they got one kill on the cross, and they also they trick Jimmy with that double long setup, which is so rare to see. Then it was very possible to try and reclaim that. But I love that Torzi keeps fighting. It's a spot where they don't have a lot of utility, and the CTs do.
This headshot too.
Yeah, that's the one. He was down. He got hit for 69 and then hit that shot. But if Torzi doesn't go out for the second kill, they keep scaling, and I think that retake happens.
Yeehaw. So nice for Maus to get around somewhat early in this half. Curious to see what the change-up is from Spirit. Already Donk wants nothing to do with A, but this is going to be Maus to challenge long doors. Ooh, and Shiro's tagged down to 40. Jimmy's also wounded in this approach.
They can't chase him. They know the rifle was right beside him. Looks like Spinks is playing the long con. I don't know if he tries to walk out tunnels and flank them this way, but Spirit are going to come clear mid, not see anything. Let's see if he has a tell. Yeah, looks like he's going to try.
Donk sticking around. Gets the fight, gets the first bit of damage
They're
as
going to
well.
cancel this play.
But now Zontix is also down in lower tunnels.
Ooh.
And he bites his tongue for a second.
The more time on the round, the more likely this is to get cleared. You know, you're going to skip stuff. Oh, but
he just slips past Brolin before Brolin can get any vision.
They're not going to think about him at all now.
Multiple targets, back turn. He drops the Opper first, and that's going to send Donk back into the site, but he also just dropped the bomb. This is Spirit really playing with the timing, but the spacing still goes the way of Maus. You've got Spinks out onto the platform. Donk dives the site.
That molly.
Spinks never sees it coming. And then on the doorway, the smokes continue to drop. So you have kept Spirit out of the sight, but they will fight for this tooth and nail. Bomb on the platform, 20 seconds.
Yeah, how are they going to get this back? Or how's Brolin going to get this back? He's got 2 kills to his name. 15 seconds. Now, it's impossible now. They can just charge him one at a time. Ooh. Let's see if they make a mistake.
Fake plant first. Nobody bites.
Oh, you got to be careful. You might die after time.
Down to 8 seconds. There's the swing. And they played that cool as ice.
Yeah. Didn't even waste that extra target. They had that 3-on-1. Fake doesn't do anything. Donk mollying big box as he ran in. That was so great. I mean, with the assistance of a flash above, I don't know if there was one or not, you know, he cuts off the main way you're going to scale on someone backside on the right. And instead you see they just have no idea what's going on. Who would even try this? Donk's already in.
No, Spink's absolutely shocked by that one.
Might have been someone failing to comment, but you could see his vision was obstructed by the double stack.
And in the chaos of all that, easy to not hear them burning in the fire. It's so quick that Donk jumps through the flames.
Yeah, definitely less footsteps in this environment. Man, I feel like we blinked and we're so deep into this game already. It's 9-8. And Spirit put up a very good answer after an 8-4 lead.
Quick reminder, of course, that on your first deposit, you can get up to $1,000 bonus cash for Underdog.
$1,000 US, folks.
Can we make a little sound for our sponsors here? All right.
Yeehaw.
Underdog is a US-based company, though.
Underdog's got you, dog. This could be a turning point. We're talking about no ops. Mauser really low. Brolin's really low.
Man, sliding between fire like that, down to 4 HP, and he still catches Chopper on the jump up, nade with his name on it. But look at this, sneaky stuff from Sershin. Slipped right through that mid-smoke. Now suddenly the hit is on, and Magic's better hold it alone. Tough stuff as he's concerned about Long, but Donk slips out.
Dude, they run at him so quickly, 2-on-2.
Oh, good rebuttal here from Jimmy. Catching the kill down into the spawn. Looks like Mouse has got another answer on this T side.
Oh my goodness, they're trying to end this round early, going to peek him. We've seen how many clutches that Spirit win.
I said it looks like another from Mouse, but I forgot. Zontic has been so clutch, although he has not been nearly as hot here on map 2. He slides around this smoke. There is a chance. The Mouse have kind of lost track of where he's at. You see that with the cat smoke, just to guarantee he doesn't come through it, so he's playing with the timing here.
You know, he's so patient, and they're still looking.
And at some point, he's going to attack, and as he does, he just loses the duel. It's a chance in a head-to-head where Jimmy would not have instantly traded him. Zontix leaves a little out there, and Mao's suddenly trying to pull off this back and forth. The force war that opened up the first half for Mao's is starting to go down in the second here as well.
Definitely, this is one where they really invested a lot. Brolin, so good when he gets on low HP of ignoring it. I want to say that. He picks up this kill off of Cat after standing in the way of so many different pieces of utility, eventually dying to them, but not before taking out a kill. And we have drained the timeouts once again, just like we did back on Mirage, well before the game ends. These are two teams that understand each other so well. So many of their maps are close. No lead feels like it's enough. Talking about a MAC 10 here for Zershin. We got a 5-7 on the board for Magix. If last round wasn't the turning point, this one is.
Yeah, you can talk about all their limitations, but what about Donk on 21 kills? M4 in hand.
What about Zontix versus a whole exact 5v1 on the site?
Yeah. You raise a valid point. He's gonna duck in behind the cover, desperate for anything, and he will hold off with one.
Wally's not doing anything.
Crazy little bit of damage. Jimmy's gonna keep it very swift on Donk, though. Instant headshot in the windowsill, and I'll call this the Spirit save. Mauser making a game of the second map.
Yeah, off the tac pause, actually, we got Maus going to the B site, 5v1 in there, perfectly avoiding everything Spirit wanted to set up to. They did not think this was gonna take place. The read is perfect from Maus. An 11th round will be secured. And Magix, I think he just wants to grab a gun that he can find in the window. Let's see if he can get away.
Yeah, honestly, save that. All's good. Problem is, door wide open. Here's your timing, but he missed it. No way to have known. Oh! He'll drop Spinks at least, chipping away at their money, but if anything, it's the economy of Spirit that really needs some kind of stable base.
Yeah.
11 rounds to Mouse.
It's a great call and excellent execution and the perfect time to do it again. Just going to assume Cyclone helped with this. Mouse want to make it 3 maps. And actually a third investment, full investment.
Feels like they're just trying to force the end to the series, but
it's so awkward because their money was good enough, you know, to put up decent guns behind the op. It's just that Mouse have avoided that, forced the saves. I think Spirit were just lucky to have saved any guns, essentially. They did technically have a decent place to buy or try to force, and their forces earlier on this game had paid off, but this has created some great opportunities for Mouse.
And the tough spot for Spirit, so they're going to try to get active to somehow reclaim from man disadvantage. You can somehow get that upgrade as well here on Cat. That'd be great for Chopper. MP9 in hand to support Shiro at the moment. And Zontix with the other SMGs just sitting, waiting for this approach out mid. And he's kept his head tucked. Chopper getting dangerously close now, but very well aware of the threats across the map. Our Mouse here in the 20th round of play.
This walkout excellently placed. Zershan's gonna see nothing. That's a relieving sign, but look who comes in from behind.
5-7 though at this distance. Missed shot from Shiro. That would have been a critical moment. And there could still be one queued up with his MP9 behind the car, cleared out by Spinks. Now Jimmy, full control of middle, lets Magix walk away with the M4. Maybe they save again, but this is Spirit facing 4 map points on Dust 2.
The second half has so much to do with math and the way that they bought and how many sort of like half difficult rounds. I mean, it feels like Shiro's only got one chance to shoot in these last 3 rounds. Missed that one opportunity to do it. It's been Zontix getting isolated a lot. Mouse have conjured up such a clean half. Donk's been neutralized as well.
Yeah, still topping the charts, but again, you know, our desk at the start of in between the maps, Freya said, I just want to throw the numbers out the window after the affair that went down on Mirage, and that makes total sense, but Jacob had such a compelling argument as to why the deadly duo at the top of Spirit are the best on Dust 2. But Mouse have been playing against the numbers this entire time in Austin. We are 1 round away from this series going to Nuke, a map that Spirit have not beat Mouse on all year long, despite the 2 efforts. And already up this catwalk, Mouse are wasting no time to get this final blow, and look at them get caught off guard. I'm sorry, Spirit look lost.
Yeah, they do, and they don't have anything to fight back against this. I don't see a retake coming in with 3 MP9s. This could be the end of Dust 2.
Hard reset in between the maps for Mouse.
1 upgrade comes in for Magix. He's the important player here coming in from long.
Another smoke in front of the 3 players, and you know Spinks, if given the chance,
Torzy watching this.
He will lurk for that final blow. Zershan off of the cover, quick reposition, back at the fight, gets another headshot. Finally something out of Team Spirit here. Magic's
no way.
Again, they will fight for every round, but this is a 10-second defuse and they cover.
You're kidding.
The clutch rounds begin, folks. 2v4. But
3 MP9s on this round.
But the starts of these rounds are still not convincing whatsoever.
But this is the thing. This is the best economic position they've been in the last 4 rounds. They actually won a round. They've been playing off of saves and buying down what they can behind the op that Shiro has been saving.
It was 4 map points that Mouse had to close Mirage. They let Spirit back in. Same case Dust 2.
The strongest buy they've had in the last 4 or 5 rounds.
So you're saying the CT side starts now?
Essentially, they gave themselves the best chance. Mouse put themselves in a spot to just simply close that. It felt like a, you know, a third round of OG after you win the first 2 every single time with the way they were buying.
Utility pressure for Shiro to handle. Again, feels like Zershan's feeling it this second map. Poor guy was muted on some of the entry paths within Mirage.
Say though, T-side reads have been excellent for Mouse.
Yes.
They've been picking the right timings to peak things.
But if they try to commit now, there's players and utility to keep them off this A site. Shiro blinded. Second player tucked in over on Goose plus Chopper within that smoke, covered off by Magic.
Oh, what a save.
Steps up again.
All the way down to the last bullet there for Magix.
Some sort of an answer back. Still plenty of time for this round to be clawed back. You overstepped. You took a chance. And Maus now have deep control of middle thanks to Spinks.
He was looking for this lurk before.
This CT side never really had legs to stand on. Maus have seized the opportunity to shut down. Smoke over towards the B site. Spirit's economy bottomed out. Maus in Austin is all about resilience. And after a crushing defeat on Mirage, they step up to that same test. They do it again. Maus refuse to go down easy.
Full credit, amazing team play once again. T-side, they picked the right sides. Brolin said, listen to me. CT side, they had excellent tactics. They survived the force buy wins in the beginning. They stabilized. They had the 8-4 half. They impressed here on Dust 2.
They absolutely did. Exertion after, I'm gonna say it, wasting those match points on Mirage. Tell me how you made sure that you didn't do the same thing here.
Yeah, I mean, we just kept our composure. We enjoyed the crowd here, and yeah, the energy is amazing. Even though we lost the first map, I think it was just really nice to play in this arena. So I'm just grateful to be here. I'm grateful to give a third map, and let's make it a good one as well.
You've had Spirit's number before. Should they be afraid of you?
Yeah, we will see what the third map brings. You know, it's the major quarterfinal. We're here in fucking Austin. We're gonna fucking do it. And yeah, I'm excited to play.
Let's get it. Thank you.
Magix, yeah, we're going the full distance in this one. Tell me about that marathon so far of a series.
Well, that was